Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with Montreal-based jazz composer and saxophonist Benjamin Deschamps. As a leader of the band No Codes, he talked to the show about his new 2024 CD, Usual Suspect. On their second album, this instrumental jazz collective continues to push the boundaries of contemporary jazz. The group's main artistic philosophy is to explore and challenge the unexpected norms and conventions in jazz. Since 2018, the group has evolved towards a more collective approach, blurring the lines between composition and improvisation. It was through his classical music background that Benjamin discovered jazz to finally make it his own. It's quite a story. Enjoy.
Thank you for reaching out to the show. I'm looking forward to Usual Suspect by No Codes, talking about the new album and your life in music, so thank you.
Yeah, great.
So before we get into the new album, I want to know, 4 years ago, this pandemic was quite a thing, and it really went through the musicians community in a very specific way. How did you survive that time period, and how was either this album influenced by it or what you're doing now?
It was really hard, everywhere, even like in the States and Canada. And I'm teaching music in high school, and I almost quit music, and I took a position to work in the office at the school where I'm teaching, and I almost quit and sold my saxophone, but finally I wrote a new record, which was released in 2021, and actually in Canada we have some grants from the government, the art councils that they are called, and I received a bunch of them to write the new music, to record it, to produce it, and to tour it. So it was really life-saving, and we played a lot. So that's how I survived the few last years. And now we just we're releasing a new record again. So we're just continuing the work, usual musicians' work, if I can say.
Yeah, well, talk to me about the new music. Talk to me about what kind of the artistic vision was for this project.
So this band, No Codes, it's a jazz collective where we are 4 musicians. We're all band leaders. We all have our own project on the side, and this is really a collective where we all write music, but the rule is we cannot bring a tune that is final or complete. We need to only bring in some ideas, and the rest and we workshop it all together, kind of like a rock band or a garage band, where everybody chips in, and so this is the way it works. And usually we always bring an idea, and we kind of know where we want the music to go, but then the 3 other musicians, they completely bring it in a different direction. So that's what's really fun about this band. So we really create and compose all together. And so for this new... Yeah, sorry? Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that this new record was mostly written by our drummer, Louis, and but we really kind of changed his music, So that's what's really interesting. We don't know how the music's going to end up. And then since we're 2 saxophones, bass, and drums, we really have a lot of freedom, harmonic-wise, to play kind of whatever we want, harmonically. We're not stuck in a box, so we can really, maybe play some free stuff, or the 2 saxes. We have a lot of different roles where we play the melodies, but we play backgrounds, we accompany, we comp, and so I think that's what creates the sound of this band.
So how did the band get together? What was kind of the forces that brought you all together?
So back in 2017, I was named Révélation Radio-Canada Jazz, which means kind of an up-and-coming new artist from the official radio Radio-Canada. And I just released my first record, and they gave me some studio hours to do more music. So I just decided to put together a different band, calling different musicians than my own project as a leader, and that's how it happened. We just everybody wrote some music because time was of the essence. We have not a lot of time to to put some music together and go in studio. So everybody wrote the music. We all chipped in. It was fun. We liked it, and actually we toured a lot with that record. But the pandemic hit because it was released in 2018, so we only had 1 year pretty much to play. But then we continued to rehearse and play, and now we're back with a second one.
So what are you hoping the listener gets from this album? What's your hope for it?
I think we want to surprise the audience with maybe music that maybe it's not going to sound exactly like we expect. And I think it's just sharing our own music, sharing our sound, sharing what we love to do. And I think we just want to share our new record, the sound, and what we like to do together.
So talk to me a little bit about your journey into the music and into jazz specifically. Where were you born and raised, and how did all of this catch steam and become who you are?
Okay, I was born and raised in Montreal, Canada, and I started music when I was 12-year-old in high school. Then I continued my studies all in Montreal. I went to, we call it Cégep here, then university. I did an undergrad and a master's degree at McGill University in Montreal again, and I released my first record right after I graduated from my undergrad. And then from there, I started playing professionally around 18 years old, doing a bunch of gigs, wedding gigs, anything, rock music, funk, some jazz. And then, I kept working. Now I'm 36, so it's been almost 20 years I'm working as a musician. And this is going to be my fifth record. And we played my music. We toured a lot in Canada. We toured in Europe, especially in France, Belgium, since they are French-speaking countries. Maybe it's easier for me since I'm Francophone. But we did do our USA touring debut last year. I went to play in Montana and in Oregon because we were touring in Western Canada, so it was right across the border. And now I'm also teaching music at McGill University. I'm teaching jazz arranging, and I play a lot of music in the Montreal scene, freelancing, playing with other musicians, other artists, as much pop as jazz, and and I'm composing a lot of music. I'm writing a lot of music. So this is what's happening.
So what was the first live jazz show you saw that really blew you away?
The first live jazz show, I think it was on it was on the television. We're lucky we have the Montreal International Jazz Festival, which is the biggest in the world. And I saw on the television, it was Oscar Peterson's show, one of his last ones when I was younger. And it was completely amazing. I was completely blown away. But live, being in the venue, what would be the first one? I saw Chris Potter this summer at the Montreal Jazz Festival, and I was blown away. But, I think it was Oscar Peterson on television.
So what is it that you like the best about being a professional musician? You got 5 albums. You're very active as an educator and a recording artist and a musician. What is it that motivates you to continue to evolve and be in this craft?
I think what I like the most is that there is no routine about it. Like, it's not a 9-to-5 job, always the same. I think I like that. I like when it's what's the word I'm looking for? I think what I like is it's all very different. It's a lot of different kind of job. Like, I write music, I arrange music, I practice, and like a lot of jazz saxophone player, I play flute and clarinet as well. I like practicing my instruments. I like playing live shows locally or touring, or I like meeting people. I think that's very fun, playing with anybody, even when you don't speak the language in another country. You can still have a good connection with people in jam sessions, or it's awesome how with jazz, we learn improvisation, and now we can apply it to almost any style of music, and we can jump in and play by ear and have connections with people. And yeah, I think what I like the most is that it's never the same. Maybe it's a bit of a negative aspect as well. Sometimes to do always a lot of different things, but I think I like it. Even with the music style, I would never play only jazz. I like the fact that I have some funk bands, that I play some pop music, that sometimes I even accompanied an artist, a famous artist here in Quebec that plays neoclassical music. I was playing mostly clarinet and flute with him, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's very fun, that it's very different. Everything's very different. It's fulfilling for me.
The interesting thing about what you're doing is you have this pretty good mix of modern and free and traditional and contemporary. I mean, you're really kind of roving through different tastes. And I think that's the thing about jazz, is the beauty of it is that it always evolves and goes into new territories. As an educator and a practitioner, are you hopeful and happy with where jazz is and how the sound is evolving?
Yeah, I mean, completely. When I was doing my master's degree, we spent a whole seminar on trying to define what is jazz, and nobody came up with a specific answer. So jazz is a mix of, music, sounds, cultures, or it's like, with the fusion jazz, that everybody brought in their own music or their own experience into jazz and mixed it together. I think it's so beautiful that we know what is jazz when we hear it, but we can explain exactly why it makes jazz, and I think that's what's beautiful about it. And exactly like you said, we have very different tunes, free, bop, maybe more groove-ish things, and I think it makes it very fresh. It's like classical music or any kind of genre now. It's so wide, the spectrum of what could fit in it, and I think it's really cool. And now we have so many different music styles. It's not even possible to put specific words on all these different sounds, and I think it's very fun. Yeah, I love it.
So at the end of the day, quite simply, why do you love jazz?
That's a good question. I think I like the fact that I think it's the way it's so alive. The way there's some improvisation in it. All the way musicians react to one another, the way we don't know where the tune's gonna go. I think it's really a piece of art. It's not. I really like to see the music divided into two different categories. There's the entertainment music. I put pop in there, and there's the artistic music. And I think jazz is part of the artistic music. It's more an art form than only music for entertainment. But I'm not saying you don't, meet together somewhere. But I like the fact that it's artistic and you can express yourself, you can express your feelings, how you feel, everything, and that it's alive. And yeah, that's what I really like about it. It's alive.
So if you could go back in time, get into a time machine and see any show, any jazz show live, where are you going to go? Who would you love to see?
Oh, I would definitely go see John Coltrane play live. Completely. Oh, yeah. I wish I saw him live. Oh, yeah.
So at the end of the day, everyone out there has a perception of you. Family, friends, fans, all of your students, everyone that knows you, but you ultimately run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
Who I think I am? Oh, my God. I think I'm just someone doing his own thing, and, I think I'm a musician, I'm a composer, a saxophone player, and I think I'm not trying to be anybody else. But yeah, I think I'm just someone playing music, having fun, and trying to meet new people and doing new projects. And yeah, I think that's it.
Right on. So Benjamin, No Codes is the band. Usual Suspect is the latest album. If anyone wants to pick this up, catch you guys live, any of the previous work that you've done, where's the best place to go?
Where's the best place? We have a website. It's nocodes.ca, like Canada. And the music is not released yet. The full album will be out on November 1st. Now we already released on all the usual platforms online our first single called The Quest. It was released this past Friday. So it's available on all the Spotify's, Apple Music that we know. And we'll have a second single out in 2 weeks, and then another one a month before the release in October. And I'm on Instagram, Ben Deschamps, on Facebook, and I hope we're going to come and tour in the States. It would be awesome. I mean, it's where jazz was created, invented, and put together, so it would be very, very cool to go down even to Kansas City to present the music.
Wow, we would love to see you here, Ben. Hey, this has been great. Thank you so much for reaching out to Neon Jazz. Thank you for your story, your music, and your time, and keep doing the great work, man.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation.
Thanks for listening and tuning into another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players and minds in Montreal, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. Thanks to Benjamin for his time, energy, and cool. If you want to hear more Neon Jazz interviews, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to us at YouTube, and for everything Neon Jazz, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, enjoy the jazz, my friends.
Neon Jazz.